Good afternoon, guys. Today we will be painting a teeny tiny sunset seascape. Now the colors I will be using are cadmium red, cadmium scarlet hue, or any orange, cadmium yellow deep hue, titanium white, raw sienna, processed black, and I can't pronounce that, but there you go. A nice dark blue. I may add the lighter blue too. Let me see. Let me get that out just in case I want to use that. This is my favorite. I use this in almost all my seascapes. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on. There we go. Okay. My brushes will be a 1/2 inch wash brush, and I will use a size 0, hold on 1 second, brush that has been trimmed down. And I will be using, let's see, that'll probably be it. I may use a bigger brush, but I will let you know. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my red and just blend that in seamlessly with a tiny bit of orange and the cadmium yellow. Oh, it's nice and bright. I like that. Now, even though I'm painting miniature, you can do exactly the same thing on any size canvas. The principles remain the same. Okay. Then I'm going to get a touch of the darker blue and create my sea. Now, if you've seen me paint before, you know that I usually do 2 or 3 coats on my seascape, on most of my paintings, but definitely my seascapes, because the more coats I find, the brighter and more vibrant the colors. So that's why I do that. I'm going to put a little bit of white at the edge here. Just lighten it up a little bit, just a touch. Okay, now I'm going to grab my raw sienna and just a tad bit of the processed black. And I'm going to put that at the bottom here. Oh, it's a lot of black. I did not mean to get so much black right there. So let's add that raw sienna in there. You know what you can do also? Touch a little bit of orange. That looks like a red, doesn't it? But it's the orange. Just to warm up the sand, just a bit. Now, let's let that dry a little bit. And make sure you rinse your brushes. I always have 2 glasses of water for my light colours and my dark colours, so that my paints don't get muddy. Okay, so I'm going to put another coat of the red. So let's pop that red on. Tiny bit of the orange. The orange looks exactly the same colour as the red. A little bit of that yellow, that cadmium yellow, and a dab of the white. There we go. There we have it. And then just blend it in. Do a little bit more, just make it a little brighter. And now I'm gonna do, I think I'll do a little bit more of that raw sienna and go over the sand before I work on my waves. That's what I think I'm gonna do right now. So let's go ahead and do that. I always do it darker where the water meets the sand, because Then it looks like, you know, the wet sand. That's why I do that. So a little bit of raw sienna now and a touch of white. I need to line it up just a little bit. There we go. Oh, no. Lightened it up a little bit too much. I don't want it too light. A little bit of orange, I think. Let's try and correct that. This is the reddest orange I've ever used. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the waves by using the dark blue. And the lighter blue. And a dab of the white. Guys, you know how I paint my waves? Mostly upside down. So turn your painting upside down if you want to do it this way. I get a tiny bit of water, not too much, not too little. Then I dab my paintbrush in the white. And you're going to go slightly over the edge of the wave. So it looks like the waves are going over onto the sand. See? See that? Now, if you want a smooth wave, just do like I do and glide the paintbrush along. And if you want a more rougher wave, you can just dab it like this. I won't do it on this painting, but you can dab it and it creates more of a texture. And it looks like the froth. So, there we go. So you can do as many waves as you want to. There we go. Okay. Then turn your paintbrush, your painting back. And if you want to do more detail, you can. If you're happy with the painting like that, you can leave it like that. But I like to put a little sun in the background with my size 0 brush. And the paint I'm using for the sun is a tiny bit of the cadmium yellow and the titanium white. That's what I'm using. I like to mix up a little bit, and I like to use that for the sun, and then I will also do the reflection in the water with that same white and yellow. So let's go ahead and do that reflection right now. And then you can do like little tiny little dots or patterns, so it looks like the waves glistening. See? Very simple. There we go. Now usually I'll probably spend a lot more time going in on the detail, but for today's purpose we'll just do a quick and simple sunset seascape. Now the water right on the sand is probably going to be a bit lighter, so we probably won't do that yellow. We'll probably do a couple of little squiggly white lines. That's probably what we're going to go ahead and do. Don't overload your paintbrush with too much paint. There we go. There we are. And there you have it, guys. A very simple little sunset seascape. Now, I really want to go in and do a bit more detail on this little one, but I'm going to leave it at that for today. So please join me next time I paint live, because I would love to paint with you. So until next time, so long.